Hi everyone. Well, we're gonna do a little video here on how to burn cast iron clean in a fire pit. This method is usually not recommended. A lot of people say that the temperature change is too great, it'll crack your iron, you'll have problems. It's all in about how to heat up evenly and cool down slowly, and that way you will avoid cracking the iron. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of what we're doing here. We have on the other side here, excuse me for a second, we have some iron that I've had in the barbecue here since yesterday. Now I'm not going to use the barbecue. Okay, this is a Wagner 10.5-inch skillet that we picked up on the weekend, and I've done quite a lot of work on it. I've soaked it in vinegar, and you can see that it's looking pretty good, but the black hasn't come off here. The seasoning is patchy here, and here you can see that the seasoning has not come off properly, and I want to get this really clean. This is going to look brand new by the time we're finished with it. So there's that one, and also this bean pot that we picked up. There's a lid for it here, and you can see that it's somewhat clean, but the blackness is still there. I want to remove it down to clean bare iron. You can see on the inside there's a fair amount of rust and pitting. And the blackness again, I want to get her down nice and clean. This will look gray when it's finished. I've removed the bail handle from it. I think I'm going to put the bail handle back on just so it's going to be easier to handle in the fire. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my fire ready, and we'll come back and see how things are going. Now that's a fire. But we're going to let that burn down for a little bit. That's a little too high for our purposes. We want to get some decent action going. So we'll just let that burn down for a bit and we'll come back. Okay, so you can see I've got her knocked down a little bit. We're starting to get a decent set of coals there. I got some good long pieces on top. I'm going to use them to support my iron. And I'm going to go ahead and place the iron in the fire now, and we'll see what kind of results we can get. Well, first up is the lid. The inside's not doing too bad. I'm going to do work on the outside first, so I'll just go ahead and drop that in there. Whoa! And this puppy, I'm going to place her right in the middle. Let her heat up gradually. These are the two pieces I'm most concerned with, so we'll see how they're going to take. I'll move them around once in a while as they warm up, and we'll come back in a few minutes. Now then, I picked a day it's not too cool. It's 70 degrees Fahrenheit here. The sun is shining, as you can see. The humidity is finally broken after we've had quite a hot spell for the last week or so. Now you notice that I placed the pot in standing up right for the first little bit to help it to heat evenly. So if I laid it on the side, it could heat too much on one side and not enough on the other, and it might crack in the process. This is what a lot of people say. They'll crack your pots in the fire. But we're doing it nice and careful. Fire's not too crazy. Just a nice mixture of pine in the bottom, and these are old oak staves. We had a barrel planter, and it finally gave up the ghost. The metal hoops rotted out, and it finally collapsed on us, so we've been using it for fire. So I've got oak here, a little bit of pine underneath, And everything is going to turn black from soot, but we won't worry about that. We'll look after that later. So I'm going to go ahead and move this around now. It's been in there for a while and it's heated up pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it on its side here. Right in the fire. The lid now has been going for a few minutes. I'm getting it right down in the coals. And I'll just spread some of these coals around a bit. Come on now, I want you to lay down a little better than that, girl. Whew, that's hot. Hot on the knuckles. Don't be afraid at this point to be able to get them right in the coals and move them around. They've been in there now and they've heated up nice and even. Eventually I'm going to flip this pot right upside down over the fire so it'll burn out the inside as well. But it's doing pretty good right now. So we'll give that a few minutes and we'll rotate it again. Okay, time for our next rotation. Hasn't been too long, it's been about 5 minutes since our last check-in. We'll just take a quick look at her and see how she's looking. Well, yeah, she's starting to come clean. I'm just going to poke these skulls a bit. I think it's time to flip our lid over. See how we're doing here. Oh, that is hot on the knuckles. Ow! There's my bail. My bail's gone. I'm gonna take it right off. Okay. Work on it nice and slowly. I'm gonna move to the other side. I'm gonna rotate this pot now. Yeah, she's starting to come up nice and gray. You can see there's soot there, but it's gray underneath. And I'm going to throw a few pieces of wood on the fire just to keep her going. And we'll check in again later. Okay, now the trick is here, you can see I put a bit more wood in. Look here at the lid. You can see how I've added wood and I keep lifting the cast iron up on top of the wood rather than being buried down in underneath in the coals. I want the flames on the cast iron as much as possible. So that I'm going to lift that pot up now on top of that log I just put in, and hopefully we can start working on the inside as well. So this thing's got multiple holes in it, or multiple little pieces sticking out. It's handy. I put it right in the bail hole there. And I'll just set that there for a minute while I arrange the fire that was underneath. So I want the pot on top of the wood as much as possible. So we'll just move it around a little bit here. Look at that lid, that's coming nice and gray now. Okay, so put this on top. At this point I'm going to turn it upside down so the flame gets right inside the pot. And we'll let that cook for a while. And we'll come back again. Alrighty, we're gonna rotate her again. By the way, if you're wondering how long I'm leaving it before rotations, it's about 7 or 8 minutes. Not too long. We don't want to rush it, but it doesn't have to take all day either. Oh no, yeah, see there? I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you can. But I'm gonna flip the pot here and we'll see what we're going. What's happening here? Yeah, she's looking good in there. It's good and black because of the soot from the smoke, but I'm pretty confident that it's looking after the rust as well. I'll just kick some more wood into the center. Oh, I gotta get a cooler way to do this. I need a longer handle. My knuckles are getting hot. Yeah, rotate her right around again. Work on some more of the sides. Oh. Look at that. Starting to look like a new pot. Nice and gray. Just like she came out of the casting. And we'll come back again soon. Okay, I'm really happy with the way this is turning out so far. I really want to give that pot inside a good working over. So right now I'm going to just move it around a bit. Just set it over here for a second. Oh boy. There we go. And I'm going to lay myself down a couple pieces here. Just like that. And I'll bring her back over. And I want to turn it right upside down on top of here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just worried about the inside. Look at the outside. Look how nice and gray that is. We got some blackness on here, but that's just soot from the fire. But look at that. Nice and gray. Here's a bit of pitting on there. There's a little bit of rust in the pitting, but for the most part, nice and gray. We're not going to worry about the pitting. I'm going to give it a little treatment after this fire, which should take care of any rust, and we're going to go ahead and season it. Once the seasoning's on there, it's going to build up a nice black layer. You'll never even see the pitting. And look at the lid. The lids come out really nice. You can see here, that's just soot. See that? That comes right off. Nice and gray. Lid's pretty much finished. I think what I'll do is I'll flip it upside down and let the inside work a bit more. Just like that. We're doing really well here. Yeah, those flames are right up inside. She's gonna do real nice, this pot. I'm really happy with this. Okay, so I think we're pretty good here. These have been in for quite a while. And I'm going to take them out now. Place them on the wood over there to cool. We don't want them to cool off too quickly, so on the ground, or definitely don't want to get them wet yet. I'm going to give it a bit of a working over later, so I want you to see that, but just know that I got to cool this off really well here before we can do anything else. So there's the lid. See how our pot looks. Yeah, she's pretty black inside. Well, that's just soot. And we'll just stand that on her legs there so she can cool off nice and slow. And I'll just stir this up a bit. We still have our Wagner frying pan to do. I want to give those at least, I want them nice and cool, at least a good half hour, maybe longer. We'll just test them in half an hour. It's just 4 o'clock now, so I'll check those at 4:30 and see if they're cool. And I'm going to go ahead, do the exact same thing we've been doing all along with our good old Wagner ware skillet here. So, right in on top of the fire, just like that. There we go. And we'll give her a while. Let her heat up. Give it a while and we'll flip it over. And that's it for now. Okay, now here's step 2. It's been half an hour. It's now, well, it's been 50 minutes actually. And our subject pots and lid are nice and cool to the touch. Not hot now at all. And this is step 2. This is going to look crazy. Why would anybody do this? Well, we want to get the soot off, clean it up, and just see what we're dealing with here. So, give it a good rinse. Oh, she's looking good. Very good. And get these nice and clean up. Get the soot off the hose here. Oh yeah. There we go. Now, let's see what we're dealing with here. She's looking pretty good. Okay, there you go. You can see that the heavy rust is gone from the inside. The outside is a beautiful gray color. Really turned out nice, this one. I'll show you the lid. Oh, you can see why I'm doing this in bare feet with water splashing around. Okay, everything's backwards to me here. There we go. There. We've got a bit of rust discoloration, but for the most part, she's nice, clean gray metal. And I'm going to put this into our vinegar bath. Where are we? There we are, our vinegar bath. Don't mind the rose petals, it just help to make it smell nicer. The roses are just actually just falling off of our plants here. So we're gonna finish this off. This won't take too long. Now this is, let's see, about 1 part vinegar to 2 parts water I've got going here. So I'll just go and drop that right on in. And I'll give that, probably half an hour or so. That should remove any residual rust that's left on there. We'll give it a scrub and then it'll be ready for seasoning. Okay, here are the bean pot and the lid after a good, oh, what's it been? Almost 3 hours in the vinegar bath. I'll just show you here the inside. I hope you can see it. Is it's really turned out nice. This is clean gray metal, just like when she came from the factory. Really good shape. And the next thing will be to season. So that's the fire burn, sprayed clean to get the soot off, a nice vinegar bath, and we're all ready for stage 3, seasoning. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I just brought them inside from having the vinegar bath I showed you a few minutes ago, and what I did is I rinsed them in water, and I've just got the lid on one burner and the bean pot on another just to dry it. Now you can see what they call flash resting on the outside of the pot. We're not going to be alarmed by that because we're going to take care of that. It's very easy to look after. It looks nasty, but it's not, and that's a perfectly normal process, so we are not going to worry. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as they're dry, you can see the steam coming out of the bean pot there. As soon as they're dry, I'm going to give them a good wipe down with some oil, and then we're going to get ready to season them in the oven. Just have to wait for it to dry. Lid looks like it's dry already. Oh, I'm so happy with the way that turned out inside. Beautiful looking. I can turn that off. Turn that off. I'm going to crank this up about 500 degrees. Oh, we got cast iron in the oven. Oh boy, this stuff is everywhere. That belongs back over on the other side of the kitchen. Yeah, good and dry now. So I'm just going to take a pot holder because they're good and hot. And I'm going to take a paper towel. And oh yeah, we're in good condition here. So what do we got here? Good old bacon grease. I'll pour a bit in there. And gonna give this a good coating. Oh, she is thirsty. And we'll come back to this. I'll just go ahead and do this. I'm just simply wiping it. And when it's done, I'll show you. So here we are. Now all I've done is, you saw how I heated it up to dry them. I took them off from drying. And I just took some good old bacon grease here, which we always have handy. And some paper towel. And gave them a good rub down. You can see that the flash rust is now gone. It's been taken off by the paper towel. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Really though. Isn't that nice? Look at that, inside and out. We'll show you this one. Now we haven't seasoned this yet. We've just given this an oiling and a rub down. That's all we've done. We still have to give it a good seasoning. So I've got my oven on here at 500 degrees, and I better get this mess cleaned up. My wife's out picking up some plants, and I'd better have this cleaned up before she comes back. But we're gonna go ahead and get ready in our oven here for our seasoning. So she's at 500. Now I'll just drag everything back here. Okay. 500 degrees. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take an old baking sheet and I'm going to put this inside the oven to catch any drippings of the seasoning that could possibly come off of our cast iron here. Just a few flakes of paper towel here and there. And I'm gonna find the Crisco. Where should I put the Crisco? I could use this. This is oh, this smells so good. Josephine took 3 cans of coconut milk and rendered it down to get the coconut oil. And I'd really like to use that, but I don't think I'd better just yet. I think I better use the Crisco. So I'll get to that and I'll come back to you. Alright, I'm just using vegetable shortening. Pretty basic, your basic Crisco. I've got dogs in my way. Come on, get out of here. I'm always curious in the kitchen. They're always hoping something's gonna drop. I've got wax paper this time. And I've got some shortening here. And those are still warm. So I'm gonna use a piece of paper towel to hang on to it. I'm just gonna give it a good coating. And inside and out. Oh, and there goes my smoke detector. Of course. And that'll go right on the burner there, right on the grill. And I'll go look after that smoke detector and I'll come right back. Okay, here we go. We've got our pot now. Covered in the Crisco. It's a nice light coating. And we want to put any pots, any frying pans, any containers, we want to put them in upside down. over top of the pan. That way nothing pools in the bottom of the pot. And it should all just drip down nicely into our pan if there's anything. Chances are we're going to get the smoke alarm going off more than once. That's normal. Nothing we can do about it. While that's in there, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the kitchen. It's 10 minutes to 8, so we're going to leave that in there. 500 degrees. And we'll check back in on that in a while. There goes the alarm. Talk to you later. Alright. I turned the oven off. They've been in there a good couple of hours. And now, let's see what we got. There we go. Nice. Whoops. Okay. And there we go. One sorry bean pot before, and all beautifully nice and finished. Seasoned and ready to go. And that is how you do it.